Princess Zelda, the actual legend of The Legend of Zelda, the Princess of Hyrule, and the holder of the Triforce of Wisdom. Now, like Link, our Zelda has gone through many incarnations throughout the years, from the original 1986 The Legend of Zelda game to 2024, where she is now the protagonist of her own story. I'm so excited for The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, but before we get there, I want to rank all the Zeldas from the series thus far. Now, this tier list is not definitive, it is my opinion, and please let me know your opinions in the comments down below. So without further ado, let's get into the list. Alright, so the first one on the list is the original Legend of Zelda, Zelda. Now, she didn't really do much in the game. I mean, none of the characters really did much in the game. She was more of a background character and as a goal for Link to pursue. So for that, and being the first, I'm going to put her in the C category because she didn't really play a role, but I do respect that it was the first game, so I'm giving her a little bit of credit there. The next Zelda is Zelda the Minish Cap. Now, this Zelda is kind of weird, mostly because she does have a somewhat role in the beginning. She is considered Link's childhood friend. They have a little bonding together and they go to the fair, but then she gets frozen and petrified by Vati, and that's all there is to it. Link has to go and save her, but I do like that they put some thought into her character in the beginning and a little bit in the end. So for that, I'm going to put her in category C. And a cute little tidbit here is she actually won the shield that Link uses throughout the adventure in the Minish Cap, which is very cute. This is one of the games where it really ships Link and Zelda. Now, I ship Link and Zelda. I think it's canon at this point, just Nintendo really hasn't done anything about it. But I love the ship when it comes to Link and Zelda. They are bonded together by destiny, but they always find each other, and I just find that very, very sweet. Next one is the Zelda from Twilight Princess. Now, where the heck is the ports for Twilight Princess? Alrighty, so Twilight Princess Zelda. Now, this one's kind of weird. First of all, I love her character design. It's the most iconic. I love the regal dress and the purple, because we all know purple means, you know, royalty. It's not only cute, she's kind of a little bit on the sexy side too. So I really love what they did with her design in Twilight Princess. Now for what she does in Twilight Princess, I wish they did more with her, especially because the design was so pretty. But she basically let the villain, I forgot the dude's name, Zant. Okay. So she basically lets Zant take over the kingdom, but that's pretty much what she does throughout the game. She's just a prisoner to Zant. Editing Mandy here, she does help revive Midna at the end, so there's that too. But at the end, when you're beating the big boss, she does help out by shooting light arrows to Ganon so it could weaken him, so Link has a better chance of defeating him. But honestly, that's about it for Twilight Princess. It was mostly focused on Link and Midna, so they really didn't know what to do with Zelda, or at least I think they didn't know what to do with Zelda. They could have done more, but hey, her character design is very iconic. So I'm gonna put her in the B category. Now time for the Skyward Sword Zelda incarnation. Now, lore-wise, the Skyward Sword Zelda is technically the first Zelda of the incarnations, so she's very important when it comes to the lore. Now, she does do stuff in the game as well, but first let's go over her design. Now, in the beginning of the game, she is a citizen of the Skyloft, along with Link and other people, so she has the attire of the traditional Skyloft people, nothing too special. But once she gets whisked to the land under, she wears this sort of garb that's all white. I'm guessing it's to signifying purity and to conduct her goddess responsibilities in a more suitable attire. Now, this being the first Zelda, it is stated that the goddess Hylia transformed herself into a Hylian person, and that person is Zelda. So I feel that the Skyward Sword Zelda has the more godly, ethereal vibe to it. So throughout the game, she's trying to do her whole goddess thing and purify the land and banishing evil. And she does play a massive role in the game. Like, the game wouldn't be the game if she didn't do what she does. Towards the end, she does sacrifice herself for the betterment of the future by becoming encased in a crystal. Now, Link does save her, but it does give us a good look on the lengths she would go to protect her people, which is definitely something we're going to see in the future. So for that, I'm going to put her in S tier. Actually, no. A tier, mostly because I felt like her personality could have been fleshed out a bit more. Alrighty, next is Zelda: A Link Between Worlds. Now, like the other Zeldas, mostly the 2D Zeldas, she doesn't play a massive role. She's mostly background, but here's the twist. In Link Between Worlds, you're going through different worlds. So there's the real world and then the opposite of that. So the Zelda in the opposite world does do a lot, and she's not evil, but she is way more proactive than the Zelda we get in the regular world. Now for the character design in these games, it's nothing too big. It kind of looks like the other 2D Zelda games in a way. Now her opposite counterpart obviously has opposite features. So instead of the blonde hair, she has black, and she wears a lot of purples and dark colors. And not gonna lie, Zelda with black hair looks pretty cool. Now I'm going to put this one in the B category, mostly because I'm not sure if I should split Hilda and Zelda, but they're kind of the same person, and I really did enjoy their presence in the game. Though I would have loved to see like this cat fight between the two. That would have been really cool. Alrighty, now we have 4 Swords Zelda. Now Zelda herself doesn't play a big role in the game, though her character design looks really cute because it's one of those rare moments where they tied up her hair with a striking little red bow. So appearance wise, she looks pretty cool, though she really doesn't do anything in this game. And for that, I'm going to put in the C category. Next we have Zelda from the Wind Waker. Now in Wind Waker, she has basically 2 designs. She has her Tetra counterpart design and her Regal Hylian Princess design. Now for Tetra, I do like how she looks. She looks very different from Zelda, and it helps her because she's supposed to be hidden away. So she did a really good job disguising herself. But with that design change, she did have a personality change as well. Now she is still the really sweet helping person that Zelda always is. But with Tetra, she kind of has this morally gray area where she just wants to be a pirate. And while she does have a bit more of a harsher tone, deep down she really cares about other people, especially her crew. So there is more depth to her and her personalities. Now where Tetra starts and Zelda ends is kind of a mystery to me. But I do like how she has 2 different natures. And towards the end, she kind of says, you know, I'm kind of like Tetra and I'm kind of like Princess Zelda, which is really badass. I really love the incarnation of Zelda in the Wind Waker, so for all that good awesomeness, I'm putting her S tier. And the next one is Phantom Hourglass. Now with Phantom Hourglass, Zelda kind of sucks, especially coming from Wind Waker. Wind Waker Zelda was so iconic because she did stuff, but sadly enough, in Phantom Hourglass, she's another MacGuffin. Her character design is about the same as it was in Wind Waker, so there's that too. And for that sin, I'm going to put her in category D. Speaking of Toon Zelda, next we have Zelda Spirit Tracks. I feel like Nintendo really heard people's cries about they actually want Zelda to do something, because in Spirit Tracks, she does a lot. So much so that she's with you throughout your whole adventure. Now she's in spirit form, so there's a lot of stuff she can't do, but she is a companion to Link, and they feel really close romantically, even though Nintendo doesn't want to admit it. And she also helps Link when it comes to combat, because since she's in her spirit form, she could possess different objects, especially things that are bigger than her, to help out Link when it comes to the enemies. It's really cool. I love Spirit Tracks so much. And another thing is, we do get a lot of her personality in Spirit Tracks. It is very cute. So for Spirit Tracks, I'm gonna put her in the S category. Next one is Zelda Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages. Now this game doesn't really focus on Zelda all that much. It does have different characters for this one, and plus her character design looks pretty cute, but again, we don't really see her all that much in the game. So for this, I'm going to put her in the D category. Next, we have the most iconic one in my opinion, and that is Zelda from Ocarina of Time. Now this Zelda is pretty unique because we get to see her as her kid form and as her adult form. Now her kid form is pretty adorable, I love it, but when the whole time jump happens, she looks like the regal Zelda with the princess clothes on, and a lot of the traits that we associate with Zelda really came from Ocarina of Time. That game was just so iconic. Now she she does do a lot in Ocarina of Time. In the beginning, when she was a child, she kind of warned Link on what is up, that Ganondorf dude does not look like good news, and told him to get the different crystals. Now, this is where it gets kind of spicy. After the whole time skip jump, she was in this whole badass getup called Sheik, which is basically a ninja. Now, she is trying to be secret and discreet, so she doesn't really play a role that much, but she does help out Link a lot. And it's kind of unfortunate that once her Sheikah form was gone, that's when Ganondorf encased her in a crystal, which sucks. So for this awesomeness, I'm gonna put her in the S category. Alrighty, now we have Zelda from A Link to the Past. Now, A Link to the Past Zelda, she gets captured and Link has to save her. There's really not much to it. For Link to the Past, I'll put her in the C category. Now we're gonna talk about Zelda from Link 2, or Zelda 2, the game that I really hate. She basically plays the role kind of the same as the first Legend of Zelda, but worse because I hate Zelda 2. So I'll put that puppy in the D. Next we have Hyrule Warriors. Now Hyrule Warriors is not a mainline Zelda game, but I thought to add her because she's so cool in that game. Obviously she does fight and do different things. Her outfit is just so cute. It's like a mix between battle armor and regal royal dresses. It's really nice, and she could hold her own just like Link can. So for this epicness, I'm gonna put her in B, mainly because it's not canon, so I can't really justify an A or an S. So I think B is kind of perfect. Next we have Zelda from the Wand of Gamelon. I'm just gonna put that into just no because just no. Now we come to the more recent Zeldas with the Breath of the Wild Zelda and Tears of the Kingdom Zelda. Now to note, Tears of the Kingdom Zelda and Breath of the Wild Zelda are indeed the same Zelda. Now for Breath of the Wild Zelda, I loved her so much. She was, in my opinion, the most relatable Zelda out of all of them. Her plight and wanting to save the people, plus helping Link, just really resonated with me, especially because she's trying her hardest, her darn hardest, to do her best and to do her duty, but it's just not working. And I feel like she has a lot of anxiety with it, and that's why it's not working. And I can relate to that. And even though she is smart and she does have the Triforce of Wisdom, there is stuff that she has to learn, and she's gonna make a lot of mistakes, and she does. That's kind of like the crux of the whole start in Breath of the Wild. And I just love it because she's not just a perfect princess. She does have faults, and I just love seeing her geek out about technology. So for this masterpiece, I'm gonna put her tier S. And yes, I do have a figurine for her there. Now lastly, we have Tears of a Kingdom Zelda. This one I really have mixed opinions about. Like I said before, Breath of the Wild Zelda and Tears of a Kingdom Zelda are the same Zelda, but in this one, she really does have a role in the game. Like, the game cannot function without her input. But I feel like it was kind of dwindled. Her personality was kind of toned down a bit, in my opinion. Zelda cut her hair, which I really do love her short hair. Now throughout the story of the game, Zelda apparently gets sucked into the past, and Zelda does play a major role in those events in the past, but it felt disconnected because it wasn't in the Hyrule that we are in now. It was in the past. I don't have that much connection to that, and it just sucks because there was so much potential for Tears of a Kingdom Zelda. And while I think Tears of a Kingdom Zelda could have been more, it was still a really good Zelda, especially towards the end. I won't spoil it because this game is somewhat recent. So for that, I'll put her in the A category. Not as peak as a Breath of the Wild side, but still pretty iconic. Alrighty, so that is it for the tier list. I hope you guys enjoyed. I can't wait for Echoes of Wisdom. Please let me know your favorite Zelda in the comments down below. If you like this video, then hit that like button, and if you like my channel and love to see more, then please do subscribe. So without further ado, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the day, and as always, play a good game. Peace.